Welcome to the Ambitious Coach Podcast. This is a place where driven, determined coaches learn how to get off the business growth struggle bus and learn how to build a wildly profitable online coaching business. I'm your host, Allison Henderson, corporate dropout to six-figure social media business coach. I'm going to show you how I've been able to create the business of my dreams organically, all through utilizing my social media platforms. So pull up a seat, take some notes, and get ready to see your life and bank account transform. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Ambitious Coach Podcast. It's me, Allison. I am so happy you are here today, spending even like it's a small part of your day or your week with me. I just want to say thank you so much. I've been having such a great week. I got my lawn furniture out. I washed it, put it on my deck. My back porch, I would probably say, is my favorite place to be, especially in the spring and the summer, obviously. So I'm really looking forward to having everything set up so I can relax and really just enjoy my mornings outside. One of the biggest things that I value is having a slow morning and having a place to go where I can relax. And even sometimes I'll do my coaching calls outside or just like chat with my friends, and like it's just my place, you know what I mean? So I just can't wait for more like consistent warm days. Indiana, I would say once June hits, like we're pretty good to go, but May is a little hit or miss with the warmer, cold days. So yeah, but Indiana has such beautiful summers. And yeah, I've been sleeping with my windows open and just waking up to birds chirping. I don't know, just this week, I don't know, it just has felt so good. It's just been my favorite. So yeah, I hope you guys are all doing well. Tomorrow, I'm going to Michigan on a wine tour. I won this through a company. And anyway, I'm excited. I'm kind of a bit scared because, day drinking just isn't my thing, like just drinking all day. And Mother's Day is on Sunday. And I'm like, I really don't want to be hungover all day on Mother's Day. But I'm looking forward. I got a handful of my friends going, and we're going to see some beautiful wineries in Michigan. And yeah, since Mother's Day is this weekend, happy Mother's Day to all of you who listen. I know a majority of you are mamas, so happy Mother's Day. And yeah, I just really hope, guys, please pray for me that I'm not too hungover on Mother's Day so I can actually enjoy my day. I also go see like my mother-in-law and my own mom. I really feel, I've been telling my husband this, like we need to start incorporating like one day a month, like we get a Mother's Day where I don't have to do anything. I don't have to help anybody. I don't have to do anything except for what I want to do. I know my husband would be like, that's totally fine. You can do that. But I feel like it needs to be like law. Like, where's the petition? Like, I really want to sign this so every mom gets like one day a month. Like motherhood is just so hard. Being a mom is so hard some days. And then, yeah, being a mom and a business owner, like, oh my God. But yeah, we need to celebrate moms more. Don't you think, guys? We need to celebrate moms a lot more. So happy Mother's Day, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. All right. Well, anyway, let's get into this week's episode. I'm going to share with you 8 things I wish I knew when I started my business. All right. So let's get into the first one. You're going to overthink everything and you're likely going to feel like you're missing something all the time. All right. So you overthink everything and you feel like you're missing something. All right. So this is what I know to be true is you care so much about your business, about what you're doing, and you want everything to be right. So that triggers you into overthinking and just not taking action quickly. Obviously, I know you care so much about your business and you care about what others think of you while you're doing it. But the clarity you desire and that feeling of like, oh, I must be missing something. Like to eliminate that, it's literally just you taking action and taking messy action. And we're all humans. We want to grow. And with that mindset, you're always going to be striving for more. And it's only normal for you to feel like you're missing something. Okay. So a lot of times you aren't. That's the actual truth. You aren't necessarily missing something. You just haven't taken enough action to see if a strategy works or doesn't work yet. Now, of course, if you are just winging it every day and you're kind of throwing spaghetti at the wall and all that sort of fun stuff, and you like really haven't like been implementing any strategy, okay, well then, yeah, you might be missing something per se in like the fundamentals of building a business and the fundamentals of just sales and marketing, realistically, right? But yeah, overthinking stops you from taking action because you go through all like those worst case scenarios in your head or the reasons why you shouldn't or should or shouldn't be doing this. Now, I think we've kind of got to this point in like our social media history, I guess we want to call it, of like you have this huge fear of if I post this or do this one thing, like my whole business is going to be ruined or I'm going to get canceled. I'm going to have all these people coming at me. And like that's like a horrible trauma response, right? Like, so many people put this fear inside of all of us, myself included, by the way. I'm totally with you guys on this. And so people have really washed down their content and really have been hiding. And once again, this like really prevents us from creating these really great businesses, and it's having us overthink everything. So like, what if I post this and what's going to happen? Like maybe no one will like it, or I get all these people that, end up hating it. And this is the thing though, you won't know until you try. You won't know if something is extremely brilliant until you actually take action on something and just try it, okay? But really, I want you making faster decisions and just doing the thing, all right? You will figure it out as you go. And guys, guess what? The worst case scenario of like you getting canceled or you having all this hate or something like likely isn't gonna happen. But like also be emotionally prepared for yourself if that does happen, okay? And it's likely not going to happen until like the big, I guess, like thousands or millions of people are going to be coming at you. Like, because that's just not true. It's going to be like a handful of people. And then the next day they're going to move on to something else. Okay. Like people are going to quickly forget about it. So that worst case scenario isn't actually that bad. Okay. I promise you, you can handle it. I know you can get through it, and you will figure it out as you go. All right. So the second one, failed launches and testing what works is an everyday thing until it literally just clicks, okay? I haven't met a coach who hasn't failed a launch or like had bad months or multiple bad months, okay? Everyone has a struggle story. Building a business isn't all just that straight up growth, right? It can feel like you're all over the place sometimes, and even some years it can kind of feel like it's just like not working, okay? But failure is only feedback. I'm going to say that again. Failure is only feedback. And one of my favorite mentors, she had said, like, how can you fail faster? And so taking action, even if you aren't sure it's going to work, is essential to building your business. Because once again, how do you know if no one is going to sign up? Or how do you know if something that you're doing isn't completely like brilliant? And you're just like, why didn't I do this sooner, right? You literally are holding yourself back from making a lot of money because you're so afraid to fail, and you're so afraid to feel like sad, if you're being honest. Like you don't want to feel all the emotions of having a failed launch. And I know it's hard. And I know like you having nobody sign up for a program or having only 1 or 2 people sign up when you wanted like 20, and I know that's hard, okay? But what doesn't work out for you was meant for you, okay? And it doesn't mean that you suck, your offer sucks, or that you shouldn't be doing this. It could just be a few things that you need to tweak. Like maybe it's just the timing was bad. Maybe you didn't sell it as long as you needed to sell it. Maybe the audience just wasn't right? Like there's a lot of things that could be factors to why the launch didn't go well, okay? But don't beat yourself up, reflect, and try again. All right, let's go on to number 3. No one really cares about you. And I say this in the nicest way possible, that like no one cares, but it's just true. No one is paying attention to you like you think they are. We are human beings. We only care about ourselves the majority of the day, okay? And our day-to-day lives literally are just that they're so important. So they're not waking up being like, I wonder what Allison's doing today. I wonder what Allison is going to launch today. I wonder why Allison isn't talking more about her program or whatever, right? Like you have to stop thinking that everybody's waking up like thinking negatively about you, okay? You showing up also like isn't annoying or ruining anyone's day. And in order for you to build up your business, you got to act like everyone loves hearing from you and that they can't wait to hear what you have to say. People are moving so fast on social media, so they could easily judge you for like 5 to 10 seconds. And guess what? They're going on to the next post and judging the other person for another 5 or 10 seconds. That is just how human brains work. And even in their current life, like think about that person. Like they aren't necessarily wondering why that you didn't post today. Like what's wrong with her, right? Like, or why did she post 5 times today? But they're just not thinking that. Like they're moving on and they're doing their own things that they need to do in their day-to-day life. So stop caring so much about what other people think about you and just do your thing, okay? Number 4, you'll have to sell and repeat yourself more than you think, all right? So this is just marketing law. It takes your audience many times to see an offer before they decide to buy it. You can't only share it once and expect 10 new clients rolling in. It's about repetition and about getting really good and really clear about what it is that you're offering and how you're going to change their life, okay? They need to see and hear it more than you think. And as for you, it may seem so boring and like, oh my God, I'm constantly repeating myself. I've been like repeating the same thing for like a full month. But guess what? That's not actually a bad thing. You're going to get better and better the more that you sell and the more that you repeat yourself. Like I've been like, I swear to God, repeating the same stuff for like the last 5 years. And I've gotten really, really good at this. Like this whole like episode, like I could do walking down the street, right? Without feeling any nerves. So sell and share your offers unapologetically and start seeing more and more people enrolling and buying your services. You're gonna get better the more that you sell things, okay? Number 5, momentum is something that can take months and something that you choose to do every single day, all right? Building your business does take time. No business coach likes saying that or sharing the truth, but sometimes it can take months or weeks at least before you really feel like you're in momentum. Choose to put yourself in momentum. You probably heard me say this before, but like it is something that you choose to do. Create opportunities for yourself. Go out there and make a name for yourself, okay? Don't wait. All those opportunities and those seeds that you're planting right now will blossom, all right? They will grow, but it could take some time, all right? So don't freak out. Don't give up, obviously, all right? Just know your time is coming. Keep taking action and keep doing what you're doing. Just don't be afraid to create opportunities, okay? You put yourself in momentum. Number 6, you're gonna hear no a lot and even like I can't afford it more than you think, all right? If you're not hearing no regularly, I'm always gonna tell you, you're probably not asking for money then enough, okay? I know rejection sucks, it really does, but it doesn't mean that you suck or that your offer sucks or that you're doing anything wrong. It could simply mean that that person just wasn't ready yet, and that is fine. And remember, in order for somebody to buy you, they do need to trust you. You know that, right? The know, like, and trust factor. But they also have to trust in themselves. And sometimes that's that missing ingredient, right? They love you, but don't trust in themselves to do the work or maybe even get the result, okay? Also, people always say they can't afford it. In my opinion, I think it isn't an excuse. Sometimes they're just not ready. And now just maybe isn't the right time, and that's fine. Sometimes it is actually a money situation, all right? But I know if people really want to work with me, they'll always find a way. Or they're going to ask more about payment plans or different types of offers. Like they'll ask you more questions about how can I work with you? Like, or this is my price point. What do you have at this price point? Okay. And you're going to be marketing to somebody. And I said this before on my podcast, but like you're always going to be marketing to somebody who can afford it. Don't forget that, okay? Be transparent about your pricing, and you can always confidently say, like, I will be here for you when you're ready. I have so many people that say, I'm saving up to work with you. I'm saving up to work with you. I'm like, awesome, because I've been so transparent about my pricing for the last, I don't know, like 2 years. Like, it's not shocking to you when I say my price on social media or when we talk about it. Like, it's not weird. So don't make that weird. So be transparent about your pricing. And by the way, too, no isn't always a no forever, okay? It's usually a no, not right now. So keep your head up, keep selling, keep talking about your services, keep sharing your pricing, and when somebody is ready, they're going to reach back out to you, okay? Number 7, doing it alone really sucks. I waited way too long to get a coach and to ask for help, okay? Even though I had a degree, or I still have a degree, by the way, a degree in sales and marketing, and had countless jobs in sales growing up, I still felt like I had a lot to learn when it comes to the whole, like the social media stuff, all right? And in order for me to grow my coaching business, I knew that I had to learn more about copywriting and about sales. Like, and when it came to like the psychological aspects of just human beings, okay? And I truly wanted direction and clarity. But unfortunately, at the time, I was really scared to invest in myself. So I was taking the free webinars, the really low ticket programs and like the free guides, like, but over time, like they just weren't cutting it. And I had like really specific questions that I wanted answered. And like I had a lot of my own fears and my own beliefs that were coming up. I wanted someone to help me with what I wanted help with. But like I also couldn't see a lot of my blocks. I couldn't see why I wasn't where I wanted to be yet. And coaches collapse time, okay? They can see what you can't see. They have experience and they know what works and what isn't working, right? So I know that like this isn't necessarily one of those parts of the podcast where I'm like, hire me. But like if you are feeling really called right now because you feel really lost and really stuck and you want to get somewhere faster, don't wait to hire somebody. Whether it's me or somebody else, I don't really care. But continuing to feel stuck and lost is a choice. okay? And over time, it will affect your mindset and it will affect your confidence. And the biggest thing, it's going to affect your bank account, right? And that's what we don't want. So get the help that you need, get the support that you need, and don't be afraid to ask the questions that you really want to get answered, okay? And number 8, there are so many emotions to deal with. This is also another big reason to hire a coach, because they can hold those emotions with you, and they've coached so many people through these emotions. But this emotional roller coaster of entrepreneurship is a real thing. It is not easy. When you're someone who has maybe deflected or just haven't really wanted to feel emotions in say 20, 30, 40 years, I don't know. It's not easy when things start bubbling up and like up to the surface when you start a business. You're going to have to face things that you've never faced before, like your lack of confidence in yourself, your lack of like just confidence in talking about money, those emotions that your clients have. Like you have to also have had those same emotions to help them through that, right? And anyway, there's a lot of things that are going to come up for you when you decide to start a business. And I had a podcast episode, I think that was last week, right? Like your personal problems are going to show up as business problems, right? Go listen to that episode because it's really important that you deal with your emotions. And this is the thing. I don't want to say deal with your emotions, but guess what? Emotions are normal, but if you don't deal with them, they're going to deal with you in some way or another. And I repeat, if you don't deal with your emotions, they're going to deal with you. Okay? It's an emotional journey and it's normal. Once again, just don't sit in that negative or that overwhelm for too long because that's when people stop showing up. They stop confidently asking for money. They stop getting clients or they get mad clients that aren't really that exciting. And your energy just really suffers. Okay? And it's no fun. It's no fun being in that place when you're in a business, when you want your business to be fun, you want it to be lucrative, you want it to be exciting. But when you're just constantly just feeling so low or so like just depleted, like that's not fun. All right. And I've been there. I want you to know, like, oh my gosh, I don't know how many times I've gone through burnout and just being like, I'm going to wallow in my emotions. And it lasted for way too long. And when I had coaches though, this is the thing, when I had coaches, it would, within the day, it would go away. Instead of me being like, oh, I'm going to deal with this for say a week, 2 weeks, a month sometimes. Oh my God, guys. Like I want you to know, like there's just been like so many times in my business where I just let the overwhelm just consume me. All right. And now if I'm overwhelmed, I'm like, hey, this is what's going on today, blah, blah. And it's like immediately I get like a new shift, a new perspective. And it's just like, all right, what I'm dealing with is normal. And this is how to get out of it. This is how to overcome this, right? So get the help that you need so that you can stay confident and excited about your business. My business grew tremendously when I had somebody to help me with my mindset stuff, but also the strategy, right? Like, so it's important that you don't let your emotions completely consume you and that you do, once again, get the help that you need, okay? All right, let me repeat these. What was the first one? So 8 things, 8 things I wish I knew when I started my business. So 1, you'll overthink a lot and feel like you're missing something, okay? Number 2, failed launches and testing what works is an everyday thing until it just clicks. Number 3, no one really cares about you, no offense. Number 4, you'll have to sell and repeat yourself more than you think. Number 5, momentum is something that takes months or could take months, and it's something that you choose to put yourself in every single day. Number 6, you're going to hear no a lot, and I can't afford it more than you think. Number 7, doing it alone really sucks. Get the help that you need. Number 8, there are so many emotions that you're going to deal with. If you don't deal with your emotions, they're going to deal with you in some way or another. And I do have a couple little bonus thoughts that I want to share with you. It's okay to go through your cringe phase. When you're a new business owner, like your graphics aren't so great. That's fine. When you decide to come on video for the first time and like talk to the camera, it might sound a little weird. You might not be so confident. Like you might look really flippin' nervous. It's okay. It is okay. So I don't want you getting so wrapped up around like, what are people going to think of me? No one's going to like this or, whatever. Because every business owner has to go through this cringy phase. Some of you, it's more natural, right? And some of you, it might not be. But you have to go through it in order to get better, right? You have to see what works, what doesn't work. You also have to know yourself really inside and out, right? Like maybe you just aren't somebody who will ever want to do an interview on a podcast or do the lives. You might be really, like one of your strengths might be writing, but you won't know until you actually try all these things. And this is why like a lot of my clients, when they come in my coaching container, I make them try a lot of new things, because somebody might be so good at talking or so good at video, but they might not even know it because they've never done it before, right? So there's a lot of things like I'm always like, just try it. You just never know. And obviously too, like with more practice, you get better and better, right? So even with like my first like lives or my first videos I ever did, like, God, I feel like it took me all day to record like a 4-minute video. Well, now if someone's like, Allison, can you like quickly do a 4-minute video on blah, blah, blah? I'd be like, sure. Like, and it probably wouldn't take me, 3 hours. It might take me, 15 minutes. So anyway, it's just one of those things for me where I don't want you being so afraid to be in your cringe phase, because every new business owner has to go through it. All right, y'all, that is all I have for you today. So thank you so much for listening. Hopefully you took some pieces out of this. And if you'd like support, send me a DM on Instagram. I'd love to tell you a bit more about my 4-month coaching program where we can, get into all of this stuff, the emotional piece, but also the strategy, right? I want you knowing exactly what to be doing here on social media so that you can get clients and you can enroll more clients without feeling like I don't know what I'm doing all the time, right? That's the biggest thing. I want you waking up being like, I know what I'm doing. I know what I need to be doing every day to get the clients. All right, everyone. Thank you so much again. Have a great Mother's Day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Thank you for listening to the Ambitious Coach podcast today. A couple favors before you go. If you found this episode helpful, please take a screenshot and share it on Instagram. Most importantly, don't forget to tag me at Allison Henderson _coach. That's ALLISON Henderson _coach. And lastly, please take a minute to rate this episode and leave a raving review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you tune in to listen. Okay, ambition is great, but it's time to get to work. Take action and commit to being 1% better every day. Once again, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you again next week.